Wells Adams is returning to Bachelor in Paradise with a much bigger role. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We have the latest major Bachelor in Paradise update, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future Bachelor Nation updates. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Zachary Reality. Zachary, I know you are a huge Wells fan. We were hoping for some exciting news, so let's just dive right into these details. Wells will be back in Paradise, serving, of course, as our bartender, but he's actually also going to be taking on more responsibility. He's going to be the official master of all rose ceremonies. He shared the news on Instagram, writing, "Starts practicing. This is the final drink of this is the final rose of the evening. See ya on the beach." So obviously this is so exciting, Zachary. I mean, I'm just curious what your thoughts are on this role, the master of the rose ceremony. And do you think it's going to provide more structure? Because that's been one of our ongoing concerns in all of these crazy changes coming to Paradise, is that it was going to feel a little chaotic. So what are your thoughts?
The Master of Rose Ceremonies. It sounds so prestigious. So I'm happy that Wells is getting a raise, because he definitely is. He's getting some of that Chris Harrison paycheck. Wells has definitely worked for it. He's been the bartender for the past 3 to 4 years. So I'm super excited that he's going to be taking on more of a role. And it does provide more structure, because we were concerned with all of these celebrity hosts that it would be more of a mess with the host than it would be with the contestants, and it would be all over the place. So I'm glad that we have Wells, who's going to be there throughout every single rose ceremony, throughout every single week, and provide that structure and that stability so that there is sort of a consistent routine with the hosts on the show.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think this is so well deserved. And I'm excited to see the tone he brings to it, the flow of these ceremonies. It's definitely going to be fun and new. But the exciting news doesn't actually stop there. The Hollywood Reporter also confirmed that Wells will be one of our guest hosts later in the season. So we now know, so far, the guest hosts will be David Spade, Lance Bass, Little John, Titus Burgess, and of course, Wells. There were rumors that he would be hosting an episode later in the season, some saying with Sarah Hyland. What are your thoughts now that we know definitely Wells? Are you still hoping to see Sarah? Hollywood Reporter didn't confirm that element, but there are a lot of rumors that she's going to be there.
I actually heard that there's a lot of rumors that Sarah is not going to be there. They're saying that maybe she actually is not showing up, even though many fans like myself would have loved for her to be there. And it also kind of talked about, in that article that we were talking about, that Wells is going to be hosting the final week. So the 4 hosts will be hosting 2 weeks each, or 1 week each. David, Lance, everyone, and then Wells will come in the end to take over. I don't know what the point of this is. Maybe to add the celebrity commentary they want, but why can't Wells host the entire thing? But then if he hosted the entire thing, then we would need another bartender, because he can't do everything. It seems like Wells is literally carrying Bachelor in Paradise on his back. I'll be curious to know if they're going to have a co-bartender with him, especially when he becomes the actual host at the last week of the season. I know in previous seasons they had Jorge, the bartender. They had Yuki. I know a lot of people online are rooting for Demi to be the bartender. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And obviously Wells is going to do so great at this.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt that he's going to be a great host. There definitely, like you said, are still rumors swirling. Of course, that's a great point. If Wells is going to be the host, is he going to be playing double duty in the last week? Or will we maybe get to see another fun Bachelor alum as our bartender? Only time will tell. I know you just touched on this. Obviously, you would still prefer for it to be just Wells hosting. Now, I'm curious, do you think that after, seeing all these rotating hosts, that final week, we're finally going to get a taste of Wells? Is that sort of his audition, right? Maybe this is going to be a crazy, wild, headline pulling season of Paradise, but this isn't the long-term plan. This is kind of in the interim. And they're going to maybe see if Wells could be the full-time host down the line, at least for Paradise. What do you think?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about this. What if they are preparing Wells to be the next host of The Bachelorette or The Bachelor? Maybe Wells will actually become a permanent host. I don't know if he wants to do that. I know he has a lot of other jobs in the business, but if Wells could be the permanent host of Paradise every single year, I think that would be so much fun. And I think a lot of people would be on board with that. I think that makes the most sense. So it's possible that they are kind of auditioning him to do that. I know we've talked about maybe they're auditioning Tayshia and Caitlyn to be the host for Michelle's season as well. And then they could be the host for The Bachelorette every year. We really don't know until every season plays out. I think Mike Fleiss tweeted something just a few days ago that there was going to be some major news coming. Hashtag The Bachelor specifically, he tweeted. So it's very possible that Wells could be hosting, future seasons. And I think that he'll do a great job at it.
Well, I definitely agree with you. I'm very excited to see how all of this plays out. Obviously, there are going to be a lot more exciting announcements on their way. For now, you guys, that is everything we have to share with you. We want to know your thoughts on this Wells news, and if you're hoping to see him take on a larger role in the franchise long term. Let us know down in the comments. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do. Make sure you ring that bell because like we said, there's going to be more Bachelor news on its way. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the incredible Zachary Reality. If you want to come say hi and check out our socials, they are on the screen right now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.